Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 24th of November, 2024. Bonkers. That's right, my friends. This week I am back with another fragrance rotation video for the last full week of my autumn rotation, and I have just realised this very second. Next Sunday, I will be embarking upon my winter rotation. By gum, that's passed quickly, hasn't it? Wow. That is a frightening prospect. I might have to do a live stream moving them around, you know. I like doing that. The people like saying that. You know, we'll do that kind of thing. How fun. Anyway, we have another 6 days of autumn yet to go. So I'll wear some of my more autumnal stuff. And then we'll be into the harsh depth of winter. Although I woke up yesterday and there was a couple of inches of snow outside, which was all completely gone by the time I went to bed that night, because the temperature had risen from 0 to 10 throughout the day, right? And all the snow had melted. Speaking of which, it has been colder than a witch's tit this week. My God, it's been cold. And hence, my fragrance choices will reflect that. There are some dark and cold fragrances here, or dark and warm fragrances for the cold. Anyway, enough of that. You're never getting this minute and 45 back. First up, on Monday, I wore a distinctly brilliant autumnal fragrance, and this is Real Patchouli by Bois 1920. Frankly, it's their only redeeming feature. This is the Eau de Toilette. Do not trust their boxes. Don't make the mistake I did of thinking that the name on the box would match the bottle inside. I bought an Eau de Toilette box, and it had an Eau de Parfum bottle inside. They said that they could not verify it. I've got a video about it. You can hear me whinge ad infinitum, as I will continue to do. It still hurts, that one. But this is the Eau de Toilette, which really is fantastic. So if you are going to buy it, make sure it's opened and you can see it's an Eau de Toilette you're getting. But this is awesome. It is very, very patchouli. It really is real patchouli. It's real patchouli. It's got cedar, it's got patchouli, it's got benzoate, big benzoate note in it. Big sort of sandalwood, labdanum type of thing in it. Maybe there's a bit of tobacco as well. Beautiful. Absolutely sensational perfume. I love it. Very dark, bit green as well. I can't remember. It's got a couple of green aspects to it, which is like dark green though, you know. Beautiful thing. Really is. Really captures that kind of, it's not just the gooey, syrupy like patchouli that I really like. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. It's got that slightly green, dark green, verdant leaf kind of patchouli thing that I like as well, you know. Okay, next up, on Tuesday, I wore this. Au Coeur du Désert. Au Coeur du Désert. This is the sequel to L'air du Désert Marocain. This means in the heart of the desert. And it is, yes, it's got something a bit kind of darker about it. Something a bit kind of, I think there's cumin in it, and I got a little bit of that kind of spice, dark, sort of thing. Apparently got ambergris in too, which if Andy Tower says it's got ambergris in it, I think it has. And I get it. I do get it, you know. Coriander and just extremely resinous, you know. Very, very resinous, very ambery. Not quite as flash as L'air du Désert Marocain. I should do a video comparing these two. Both sensational. I think, do you know what it is? I'm going to be honest. I actually think I prefer L'air du Désert Marocain. But that is very thick, rich, dark. It's got a bit more gravity to it. you know. I don't want to say depth because Leather Desert American is pretty deep, but this has got more gravity to it. It feels stodgy, syrupy, you know, less viscous, you know. Like unheated treacle. Like it's a liquid, but it moves very slowly. Okay. Next up, we have a classic of the channel, and it was a perfume I was pining for this past week because, as I say, it was far too cold. It's not so cold now, but it was really cold during this week, and I am nearly through this fucking 50ml. No, I'm not. That's not true. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. This is Tobacco Oud. Tobacco Oud by Tom Ford. I've reviewed this. If you haven't seen it, please do. It is tobacco. It is oud. It's patchouli. Lots of patchouli. Sandalwood. Lots of sandalwood. A little bit of a kind of an incensey sort of thing. I always say that Amber Absolute is tobacco oud without the tobacco and without the oud. It's very interesting. If you smell them side by side, you'll know what I mean. Please don't pay those silly prices for Amber Absolute, though. Please don't do that. It's not worth $2,500. It's not worth $1,000. Jesus. This stuff's fantastic though. I've got plenty of backups of this. I think it was reformulated in 2002, I think. There was a Lilial ban, and I think that this got changed. They certainly stopped doing the 100 mils back then as well and started doing the 50 and the 250s, which is a shame because I want neither. I want the 100. The 100's the perfect size. Made by Olivier Guillotin and released in 2013. Okay. Next up, we have a fragrance I haven't worn for a while actually, and this is, believe me when I tell you, this is Leather Oud by Christian Dior. This is my 2015 bottle before the 2018 debacle where Francois Demachy changed it and it smelled like wet sand. Oh God, it was rough. This is much more of that beeswax, leather, civet, labdanum, oud thing going on. It's got an amberwood in it, but I actually really like it. Not the amberwood, just the fragrance. One of the only fragrances that I still love that has amberwoods in it. It's really good. Projection and longevity are just massive, but that civet, beeswax, leather sort of thing, birch, gives it this kind of buttery, slightly buttery, warm butter, sweet saltiness. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, it really is. The older bottles, I'll look for the ones with the separated CD on the top. They are now conjoined CDs, and there was no need to change that label whatsoever. But they just wanted it to look more like Chanel because they've got a massive inferiority complex, unfortunately. They didn't need to, but they do, or somebody does. Anyway. Next up, on Friday I wore Bel Am. This is Eugene's second fragrance. As you know by now, I can't talk very much about this, but it has iris, it has incense, it has chocolate, sandalwood, vanilla, some tonka bean as well. Performance is huge. And that is what I wore on Friday. On Friday, I went to the auction house and had a mooch about, and it was good. I enjoyed my mooch. There were lots of things there, none of which I'm going to buy, mainly because I don't want to, and I also can't afford to. So, anyway. Next up, we have a perfume by the same perfumer as Bel Am. And this is Vanille Havane. And let me tell you, friends, this is the second time I have had a compliment on this fragrance. I got one in the shop, and I got one. I got a compliment to the point where the woman made me write down how much it was and where she could get it from because she was going to buy a bottle for her husband for Christmas. I swear to God. Mental. never known anything like that before. Crazy. And this is the second time I've had a compliment on this. In the wild, a real life one. Absolutely amazing. And I do love this stuff. It is fabulous. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. You know, it's chocolate, it's tobacco, it's vanilla, it's sweet dates at the top. It's got that slightly sweet vibe. It's gorgeous. It lasts all day. You only need a few sprays, 2, 3 at the most. One on each clavicle, one in the middle of your chest, and then you're good to go. This is stunning stuff. Really, really good. And worth every penny. This is what perfume can still be. And when you smell stuff like this, and then you smell the shit that is in the fucking perfume courts of all the department stores, it is remarkable how much better this is than them. But not to worry. And last but not least, my scent of the day. My scent of the day is this. It warmed up here today, actually. It went from being 0 yesterday to being 10 today. And my scent of the day is Royal Oud. Peppery, spicy little number. Much more transparent than I keep remembering it as. But this shouldn't be called Royal Oud. It should be called Royal Cedar because it's got a huge cedar wood. I think the material is actually this here. It's called... no, it's not. It's Impression Cedar Wood... fragrance, so Cedar Wood Heart IFF LMR. That's the material, because I've got another perfume with it from Ostens, and they include the material, and that is exactly what it is. Pink pepper, spicy, bit clovey, angelica. Smells like French Lover a bit, if I'm being honest. Just with ambergris. Anyway, this has been my fragrance rotation, friends. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.